Welcome in, live edition of Vikings Central. Didn't really expect to do this one tonight, especially for the trade that was just made by the Vikings. I maybe expected it to maybe be involved with a wide receiver for the Vikings, but no wide receiver was involved in this specific trade. It was actually of the Vikings sending out a player and getting some draft compensation back. So the Vikings have traded Harrison Phillips to the New York Jets for a sixth round pick in 2026, and then there's a pick swap in 2027 of seventh rounders, which is pretty interesting. Maurice is asking what's the cap save. I don't have those numbers quite yet. It looks like it actually creates about $8 million in cap savings. So this could be a precursor for another trade that's kind of on the loom a little bit here, a looming trade, because they didn't have to get rid of Harrison Phillips. Now I know they have a bunch of guys that they really like at that position, and that's Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins, Levi Drake Rodriguez, Elijah Williams is making a lot of splashes in the preseason. Taki Taimani, who else is in that room? It's full of people in that room. Jonathan Allen, of course, and Javon Hargrave. And I know I'm missing someone else along that defensive line. Family Man 25, $8 million was saved with this move, which signals something. The Spidey senses, you know what I mean? They're kind of ringing right now. There's something going on that we haven't seen quite yet. But I'm sorry, I'm just reading from Alec Lewis here a little bit. So there's a possibility the team could pick up some of the salary, but for now it is $8 million created as of now, and they also get essentially 2 6th-round picks while throwing back a 7th round. Jalen Redmond was the other name that I was kind of lost for words, because there is so many guys in that room, and we haven't really heard from Harrison Phillips much, to be honest with you, during training camp so far in the preseason, which, I mean, it's Harrison Phillips. We're not going to hear a lot from him, but there's so much young talent in that room where I think this does make sense. Byron asks, is this a bad trade? I'm waiting to see what the Vikings kind of have up their sleeve. If this is, again, kind of a precursor to a bigger trade, maybe involving a wide receiver. Alec Lewis mentioned maybe a cornerback, but I think wide receiver might be the play here. If it's just a trade to create some more salary cap, okay, and pick up a couple late round picks, I don't see like a huge need for it. I think it could have been a 4th or 5th round pick. That's just my opinion. But at the same time, if the Jets are taking on his whole salary and we're saving $8 million, I don't have a huge problem with it. So I'm just waiting to see what the whole picture looks like, and I'm just checking Twitter here, if there's anything else that kind of that's going on here at all. But just for now, it is just Harrison Phillips getting sent out to the New York Jets for 2 6th-round picks, essentially, and it kicking back a 7th rounder. If you guys do have any more thoughts, I'm getting quite a few comments here. Just comment them below, and I'll sift through them. But just a trade that's kind of out of the blue, not really expected. I guess there has been some rumors circulating around Harrison Phillips. He wasn't at practice today, which didn't really raise any eyebrows. Maybe it was just a vet day, but that's something that we know he was great in the locker room. So we didn't really expect it, but the talent in that room is just huge. I don't see a big wide receiver coming back. Say Terry, for instance, J.A. comes back and we have JJJ, Terry, and Hawk, too many mouths to feed. Yeah, I don't see it being Terry McLaurin, but I could see a trade happening for a wide receiver. Maybe one that we haven't really talked about much. A receiver that can just come in and be an impact right away. I know Adam Thielen's been the big name, and I talked about this, earlier. Sorry, I'm just checking Twitter because I want to stay on top of it for you guys. So As part of the trade, the Vikings agreed to pay $3.7 million of Harrison Phillips' $7.4 million salary. So it frees up roughly $4 million. And that's from Adam Schefter, hat tipped by the Purple Persuasion, the guys over on X over there. Chris Olave, I love that name, but I think the other receiver in New Orleans is maybe more realistic, and Rashid Shaheed. But either of those guys would be huge. But I don't know if they're going like big game hunting for a wide receiver. I just think we're going to get a solid receiver in return. Canute Boy 37 says this sucks unless it's for a ass kicking wide receiver. I mean, what if it is Adam Thielen? He's getting up there in age a little bit, but he's beloved in Minnesota. We all know that. What if it is a guy like Adam Thielen that gets traded now back to Minnesota? I just don't see it from. Okay. Oh, I saw New Orleans Saints. They just traded. Okay, the Broncos just traded for a New Orleans Saints wide receiver. So Devon Vele. Oh, okay. Yeah. I saw New Orleans Saints wide receiver. I'm like, oh my gosh, but nothing to do with the Vikings on that one. Okay, that can be axed. The Saints did trade for a wide receiver, but nothing to do with the Vikings. Really like Harrison Phillips. The dude always seemed like he loved being here, and he was a good locker room guy and a good leader. That's what I said right off the bat. The leadership in that room is huge along the defense, especially the defensive line. The leadership was second to none. He was loved in the locker room, loved being in Minnesota. He was beloved in Buffalo before he came here. That's the rough part of the business. Again, I'm just waiting for the bigger picture. If it is a wide receiver coming this way, because I think that'd be really awesome. If we do get a wide receiver back over here while sending out Harrison Phillips, saving some cap space. And I think this is for a wide receiver, in my opinion. I think it is. It's like a part one of a part two equation. I think they're going to go shopping for a wide receiver, created some more cap space. Got rid of a guy that is really good, beloved in the locker room, but at the same time, he's almost expendable at this point just because of all the young talent. We're getting some crazy names here. Family Man says Trey Hendrickson, make the craziest blitz happy team ever. Oh my gosh. Brian Flores, man, he'd be salivating. Micah Parsons. I haven't seen Micah Parsons out there yet. Tyreek Hill. Hey, man, he was a Vikings fan growing up. Loved Randy Moss, loved Dante Culpepper. Hey, these names, they're big names, but I mean, Kwesi's known to swing a little bit if he needs to. I do agree on the compensation front. Like I think we should have got maybe a 4th or 5th round back from Phillips. Again, they did create some space, but he's a good player, still in his prime. The Jets, this is their second defensive tackle they went and got today. I think they got, I forgot who the name was, kind of a lesser known guy, but I think it's a pretty good trade for the Jets, honestly, to get a guy that can come and be a run stuffer for them. But at the same time, we get some compensation back, and I think they're gonna go do something. It has to be for a wide receiver. It's the only thing that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, they could have just done this because they have a surplus on the defensive line and the interior. We're not used to saying that, and then just create some more cap space. But just the compensation that they got and the timing of it, like Tom Pelissero reported this morning, the Vikings are looking for a wide receiver, and then all of a sudden we trade Harrison Phillips the night that he reported that. Yeah, I feel like something either tonight or tomorrow is gonna kind of show the exact process that the Vikings front office had in this specific scheme. So Mike just commented here. I'm a Jets fan checking in. What's this guy's skill set and how good is he? He's very solid. Skill set, more of kind of he takes up a lot of space. He's good at stuff in the run. You don't get a lot of pressure out of him. He's kind of like a first and second down type player. Then third down, you're probably going to bring in like your pass rush specialist in the interior. but he's pretty good at stuff in there. Sometimes he does disappear. You'll notice that, but PFF likes him pretty well. I think he's graded in the upper 70s for the last couple of years being in Minnesota. So you got a good player, especially for what you gave up for him. I think you guys definitely are pretty happy with that trade, and you're gonna get a lot of good things out of there. Michael Perez says it sucks for Harrison Phillips going from the Vikings to the Jets. Poor him. Hey, I thought that same thing, but I know we got some Jets fans on here, so I didn't want to be too harsh. But hey, he said it in the comments. I didn't say it. Family Man 25 says Felton and Addison are okay after practice per source. Yeah, I saw that. Kevin Seifert, ESPN, tweeted that out. They're both going to be just fine. So, that helps a little bit with the Vikings, needing to just go get a wide receiver. I still think they do. Addison's going to be out the first 3 games anyway, so he is okay. That's great. Ty Felton, how much are you going to rely on him? So I think regardless of that situation, the Vikings are still going to need to make a move for a wide receiver. And again, this trade probably is just starting the steps that are leading up to that process. Again, especially since we know the Vikings have been in the market for a wide receiver. Marie says, for the compensation we got, the Jets should have paid the whole salary of Phillips, not just half. I feel you on that 100%. I agree. Definitely, like I said before, could have got probably a mid-round pick. Maybe if it wasn't a 4th, definitely a 5th rounder. But it's essentially like 2-6. But at the same time, Kwesi's getting UDFAs that are making the team. So, I mean, he can swing some of this compensation for a quarterback too, like Gary mentioned here, or another wide receiver that we've been talking about. Now, who is that specific wide receiver? I don't know yet. But at the same time, something's going to happen. I think this is just relaying into something new. Horror movies for life. I don't like this trade at all. I can definitely see where people are coming from, where they're not a big fan of this trade. So the best way I can put it is just give it a day, even give it a couple hours. Who knows what's going to happen in a couple hours? Sometimes these moves have to be made. And again, there's a surplus at the defensive tackle along the defensive line. Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins was just a draft pick. They love Jalen Redmond. They obviously love Elijah Williams, a UDFA. They love Levi Drake Rodriguez. Obviously, they went and signed Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave. They must have not felt great about Harrison Phillips because they went and got 2 D tackles to kind of play that role. So let's just wait to see exactly how this plays out. Is at the end of the day, you could go from hating this thing to maybe really liking it, or maybe you just hate it the whole time, and that's fair. But just like I said, just give it a day or two as I'm refreshing X here again for you guys. X is kind of like, what the hell as well. So you're not alone. Frankie says, what is happening? I am shocked. Such a team guy. I feel horrible for him and for all of us. Frankie's just going in. Hey, this is just a shitty situation. Frankie, hey, you can vent to me all you want. Because we love Harrison Phillips. Great guy in the community. Great guy in the locker room. Great teammate. Selfless. Did all the dirty work. Didn't get a lot of credit for it. Now goes back to the Jets. The only thing, he started his career in Buffalo, so he's kind of back that way in New York. So it's not like, they shipped him to like Cleveland or anything like that, or what's another crappy franchise? You can list, I guess, the Jets, but he's kind of going back where his career started, and not not as well run of an organization as Buffalo, but still kind of back where he called home early on in his career. Heard a Romeo Dobbs rumor earlier. I did as well, that the Packers could even be talking about cutting him, which is very interesting. But I guess it's possible. They do have some good wide receivers over there. They don't have the best wide receiver core in the league, like they've been saying for how long. But they do have some young talent, some good guys over there. Could it be another Packer to Viking situation? We've seen it time and time again. So, I mean, that's a situation that could arise. There's going to be names that are popping up all over the place. So there's something to definitely keep your eye out on for sure regarding if it's a wide receiver. I know Gary earlier mentioned maybe a quarterback too. Hey, who knows? Kirk Cousins. Should I mention that name? Everyone spam Kirk Cousins in the comments. No, I'm just kidding. I appreciate you guys hopping on. If you're on X, make sure to hit that follow button. I'm sure a lot of you already are following on Viking Central. If you're watching on YouTube, just hit that subscribe button. We're active on here every single day. Turn on that bell for notifications. We're releasing daily videos. We're live at least 3-4 times a week. Once the season starts, we're going to have a lot of pregame talk, postgame talk, even some talking some during halftime, just to get interactive. We're going to get you guys here on as well as we're growing this thing. Best way to support us is following us, subscribing to us on social media. Go subscribe to us on our Substack. Not a lot of people know about Substack, but substack.com/Viking Central. Find all of our written work on there. That's a great way to support us and then support our sponsors. That's Badass Wood Art. Promise you, check those guys out. Use code VC15 for 15% off your order at that'sbadasswoodart.com. Find them anywhere on social media at SeatGeek. Use code Vike Central. When you check out at SeatGeek, get $20 off a $50 or more purchase. And then Amit, you see the link up there. Go over there. You can find really cool clothing, Vikings related, Timberwolves, Twins, any sports, culture items, whatever. Use that link, 20-30% off items right now. Sorry to get that spiel out. I appreciate you guys listening to that. So y'all act like y'all winners or something. He's nothing more than a depth piece. Yeah, I mean, Harrison Phillips, I think he's a high-end, not a high-end starter, but he's a very capable starter in this league. He's done it for a long time, and he's a good player. Yeah, I'm not saying we're winners at all. I feel like a lot of us are kind of more down on the trade a little bit, and some of us are just waiting to see what happens. I haven't really seen anyone say they love the trade yet, but I think it'll be good for the Jets. I think it'll be good for the Jets. I really do. I also heard a Quentin Johnston rumor. Seems a stretch for wide receiver prone to drops. Yeah, his hands are just not where we want, really. And we've seen receivers struggle with drops. So I don't know if we want to go down that route, but maybe we do. It's a guy, high draft pick. Kwesi loves those. Reclamation project. Who knows? AJ says, we gathering ammo? I think so. That's my play on this. Looking for a wide receiver. Maybe I'll be back on here. Again, I'll probably get off and then hop back on. But yeah, a lot of people are just saying, okay, so you kind of dump a leader of your team, a good player along your defensive line for a 6th round pick. You don't just do that for no reason. There's something going on, is there not? Chris Olave is the rumor. Man, don't get me started. Don't get me excited for Chris Olave and then break my heart. We're Vikings fans. We've gotten our hearts broken enough. I mean, we're immune to it. So, I mean, you can put any name you want in the comments. Because it could happen, but I don't see it happening. But hey, who knows what we're doing with Jordan Addison? Contract year next year. Are we going to pay him the big bucks? What are we going to do? So I think they could be escalating that process here by a year just because of some of the injuries, the suspension, and kind of see what happens there. Tycoon says Harrison Phillips was a solid guy all around the board. He says, yep, the board, 100%. As my camera is glaring out here, there we go. Yes, 100%. Just a fantastic dude. Going to miss him in Minnesota. A lot of people are going to miss him in Minnesota, and we'll probably miss him during the game too. He made some plays during the game, but I just think they want to see some of these impact players continue to, show what they got and just continue to get the potential and see who's next in line, because there's a bunch of guys there that are really, really waiting for that opportunity, and they're going to get it now. So show out, prove the coaching staff, the front office right. Thank you for your service, Phillips. You're worth 2 6th round picks and also sending a 7th round pick to the Jets. Thank you for your service. Yeah, I mean, that's not a lot. It's peanuts, but if they use it for another thing, I can't complain too much at this point. I really can't. I'm going to go on here, guys, for about 5 more minutes. Just waiting to see if anything happens. Keep coming with your comments. Again, follow us on all social media, Substack, and support our sponsors up top as well. But if you are on YouTube, there's about 40 of you on YouTube right now. just hit that subscribe button. I honestly be greatly appreciated. Just want to build this community with you guys. We want to be very interactive. And hey, we want the Vikings to, I'm not going to steal purple dailies or anything, but we all want the same goal. We all have a common goal, and that's for our favorite football team to win a damn Super Bowl. And hopefully Kevin O'Connell, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, they're the leaders to do it. As I'm again scrolling X, I'm going to be doing this probably for all night. Appreciate it, Kwesi. Appreciate it. But we do need a wide receiver. Austin over on X. More cap space too. Got to be a move before a move for a wide receiver. Exactly. You got it right in line with what I'm thinking. A lot of people are thinking. Because I don't know if there's not another move. I mean, there's got to be another trade coming. I don't know. There's got to be. What is it? I don't know. I think everyone's best guess is it is a wide receiver, but it could be a backup quarterback, could be a corner, but obviously the most glaring need right now is the wide receiver. Opening cap space also. Thanks for commenting over on YouTube over there. Yes, open up cap space. Another, what was it? I think it was about $4 million or so. Paid about half. They paid about half of the cap hit from Phillips to the Jets. They paid about half of it, opening up about $4 million in cap space, which, hey, I think we've gone up to like 31 million or so. They got plenty of room to work with. We are loaded on picks for next season. We are. We're starting to build more draft capital after these last couple of years, kind of being kind of on the lower end of the number of draft picks. But yeah, I mean they're building up for 2026, unless they give away a couple for a wide receiver. Am I saying? I mean, bring Thielen home. That could be the play. That could be the play. It makes a lot of sense. We know Adam would definitely welcome it back to Minnesota. Obviously, I mean, I think he still lives in like the Detroit Lakes area. As I'm sputtering on my words because I'm trying to look at X, talk to you guys, read the comments on the side. So I'm doing my best. I'll drink to that. Let's go. Hell yeah, man. So I'm a Jets fan. What did this trade do for us and give to you all? Also would love Thielen back for you all. I appreciate it, Nick. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, just because you're a Jets fan, you can still hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you tuning in. Hope you guys have a great year. Hopefully Justin Fields has a good year for you guys as well. Unlock some of that skill that he has that the dumpster fire of a Bears organization couldn't do. But you guys got a really solid player along the defensive line, a really good leader in the community and the locker room. You're going to love him. I promise you. And giving up what you guys did, a 6th round pick, maybe 2 after a little pick swap over there in the back end of the draft. And we had to pay half the salary. You guys, you can't go wrong. It's a win-win situation for you guys. And we hope it's just a kind of a precursor, like you said, Adam Thielen, just for us to get a wide receiver once again, just to fill out our room over there with some injuries and everything like that. As I'm, again, looking at Twitter as everyone's talking about Terry McLaurin now. I don't see it. We're going to keep our hopes up high. What would the funnest one be? Would it be Terry McLaurin? Would it be Adam Thielen coming back? Would it be Chris Olave? Would it be Rashid Shaheed? Would it be getting maybe a defensive player, a Trey Hendrickson, a Micah Parsons? I mean, the opportunities are there, but I don't know if we're going that big play hunting because that's going to be they're going to have to get paid a lot of money because those are some damn good players. As my wife is like, can you come up for supper? But as my son's yelling as well. So if you can hear that, I'm sorry. But again, thank you guys for hopping on. I wanted to go on for about 20, 25 minutes. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned. If there's another trade, I'll be right back down here talking about it with you guys, especially if it's a big trade. I mean, I'll probably hop on regardless if we get a guy that we've never heard of. But we'll see. I appreciate you guys tuning in. God bless Viking Central. We'll see you guys in the next video.